Alafia everyone, this is Kireadings and welcome to the Key Readings YouTube channel. Today we are doing part 2 of the Reluctant Hero Tarot series. This video will be about distractions. For me personally, I can be very easily distracted, and I'm sure that that is a struggle for a lot of people in this day and age. We have so much outer stimulants and distractions every day, literally just a part of daily life, that's why this topic I feel is very important to talk about, in how it can derail us from putting our time and effort into the things that will actually be fulfilling for us. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Pulling for our first question: how do distractions manifest for my life and the lives of the collective that are watching this video? Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. The Ace of Cups talks about emotions and feelings and the body in general. In reverse, I would say the Ace of Cups is telling us that distractions can manifest in two ways, I feel, with this card. The first way coming is that ignoring our body's urges. A lot of times when we think, we have a feeling about those thoughts, and those feelings we can ignore. The feeling is supposed to help and be sort of a motivator to bring about action around that thought. So if we are having thoughts about, well, I want to achieve this today, I want to take this step today to get closer to my dreams, and my body, I feel the accompanying action, I feel the accompanying passion to want to do that, I may just ignore that because it's easier that way. That's one way that distractions can manifest. And then in the other way that I'm seeing is paying too much attention to the feelings. The feelings can sometimes make it feel bigger than it really is. I can personally speak to just this feeling of over contemplating the feeling of, wow, I really have this strong feeling about what it is I'm thinking about and want to accomplish. And that can distract from the actual just, okay, let's go ahead and get up and do it. I think distractions also manifest with this card as indulging in bodily pleasures, sensory pleasures, and how those distractions can become addicting up to a certain point. Just wanting to feel good, getting addicted to this sense of instant gratification that is coming up as how distractions can manifest, is just going for what's going to feel good right away versus maybe going for the delayed gratification of the feeling of accomplishing what you set out to do. The next question is, how can distractions derail me? How do distractions derail us on our paths? And we have the Magician. And the Magician talks about you having your own personal magic and control, not just having the magic, but having the knowledge and the wherewithal and all of the tools and the willpower to call upon that magic and bring it out and make it manifest, to make changes in the environment or in the world or in yourself or in the community that you want to see. So with this card, in reference to distractions, it's really saying that it is distracting you from living this truth of yourself. It's distracting you from really understanding all the tools that you do have at your disposal. And so it can keep you from really taking stock of that. You might think, because you're not actually focused and looking at everything that you have to get where you want to be, you can think, oh, maybe I don't have everything, because you're not actually focused and taking the time in your mind to really envision what it is that you're trying to achieve, so that you can then look into your current reality and see what you have that will lead you to creating that envisioned reality in the actual three-dimensional space. And then you have the Empress. And the Empress, I would say, when talking about how distractions manifest in your life, I think this goes back to the feeling part. This goes back to the indulgent part. There is a space and time for us to live in that abundance, to live in that feeling of, I can afford to take my time and enjoy the pleasures and allow myself to be distracted by these pleasurable things. But ultimately, you have to come back to the point to gain those things. Does that make sense? Essentially, what I'm saying is, if you put too much overemphasis into the pleasure, then you forget to come back to the power that allows you to have the means to enjoy that pleasure. I also feel like with this combination of these two cards, that oftentimes the things that we do allow us to distract us, even outside of the immediate gratification aspect, it can be distractions of things that we think are helpful and that we think are actually moving us forward, but it's going for the easier task versus the actual head-on next step to achieving what you're actually setting out to do. It's kind of skirting around it. You're doing these tasks around what you actually want to do, instead of going into the main next step that you need to be achieving. So, how can these distractions in our lives be overcome? For that, we have the Two of Swords in reverse. This again is talking about getting clarity, getting focus, overcoming uncertainty. We become distracted because we have not made the decision to set in stone the time that we're going to take the next steps. I'm dedicating this hour of time to my vision, to my focus. And I am making sure that there are no outside distractions. And I'm setting it, and I'm saying it in stone. I'm making sure everyone knows, so that I know and everyone around me knows there is no confusion, there is no uncertainty. This is what I'm doing, and I'm going to focus on that, and I won't allow distractions to come in, because I have already, before this moment, taken the time to allocate that energy and that time for this moment, so that I can give it focused effort, so I can give it focused attention. That is what is needed for us to overcome the distractions, is to prepare for them, essentially. Because like I said at the beginning, it's a part of everyday life, but it does not have to be something that we can't control for, and it doesn't have to be something that we continue to allow to come up above what it is that we're trying to accomplish. If we can think for a moment, because this is something that has come up for me. Sometimes I think things are going to take longer than they do. And if you can think for a moment and actually think about the tasks that are going to help you towards your goal and what those steps are, and envision yourself doing it, you'll realize you'll realize that it's not going to take that long. You'll realize that it doesn't take as long as you think it does. This is something as simple for me as like washing dishes. I dread it, but I washed, and I made sure in my mind to take a note of what time it was when I started. And it only took me 10 minutes. 10 minutes, 24 hours, I can focus on that task for 10 minutes. The same way that me sitting down to do this reading. I can think, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that to prepare for it. It's gonna take this amount of time. But once I actually set aside that time and dedicate it to it, it comes and it just flows, and it's not as much as a drag on time. It's not as much as, it doesn't take up as much time as I think it does. It doesn't take up, in my mind, I'm boosting up that this task is going to take so much time, when in reality, if I'm focused on it and if I am dedicated to it in that time period that I have already set aside, I can get it done quickly. And I feel that that is the best thing, one of the best things to remember when thinking about, oh, I have a goal and I know what this next step is for me towards that goal, but I'm getting distracted. I need to set the time in stone and be certain and unwavering on this is what this time is for. The last question now is, what is the immediate next step for us when going about to overcome distractions in our lives? And we have the Three of Swords, and that is really talking about taking mental stock of what's coming in and what is keeping you in the current paradigm of, oh, I feel time is like really coming up as a theme for this, and feeling like what are the thoughts that are coming into my mind that telling me, oh, yes, I want to do this, it's going to take this time, and oh, I have this as well, and I have this as well. That is making the actual goals that you want to do kind of take a back seat, go sit on the back burner. It's time to take stock of the thoughts. It's time to take a step back and really remember that we are in control of our thoughts. Even if they do come automatically, we can control and decide, am I going to listen to this thought? Or am I going to listen to the greater and higher knowledge and wisdom that I know that I hold in myself, that's there, and you know it's there because you feel it and you hear it, however you experience it in your mind. When you are making a decision, there is like the immediate, okay, this is happening right now. To take it to an example of myself, I'm sitting and I'm scrolling on my phone on TikTok, and there is this kind of automatic, oh, I should do this. And then the next following thought being, but I'm sitting here on scrolling TikTok, and of course, social media is addictive. It's designed to be that way. In that moment, instead of just accepting, oh, I'm on social media, it's addictive and it's designed to be this way, I'm gonna keep scrolling, I'm in control. I can take that step back and say, I have this thought, this trigger towards my passion for a reason, and this social media, whatever the distraction is going to stay there. Whatever the distraction is going to still be there once you have taken the time to do what it is that you actually are setting out to do. But the opportunity for you to really dedicate to your goals and your dreams, that can be a little bit more of a finite thing. These outside entertainment, outside distractions, they will be there. but the energy and the effort and the time that you spend, that will not always be there. In addition, so what next step being, take stock of and remind yourself of the fact that your time on this earth is limited, and you can spend it being distracted, or you can spend it being focused. And then we have the justice in reverse. And justice in reverse is telling us to make it law. Don't waver. Be focused on integrating you working towards your goal into your life. Everyone around you should know this is what you are doing at this time. It should become in your own mind that way, to where it's not even a struggle to pull yourself away from the distractions anymore. As soon as it gets to that dedicated block of time that you have given for your goals, it'll become that way. It'll be an automatic switch for you to be like, okay, it's time to focus. It's time to get this done, because you have made it a law in your life. Like if there was a constitution, it is law in the Constitution of Kiera that at this time she will sit down and do this. That's how formal and focused that it should be in your daily life when you're going out and doing these things and following up on your dreams. So once you remember, so to sum up again, we are working to remember time, and working to remember time as something that we need to use to help ourselves and our communities. And if this activity that I'm currently engaged in is not helping me or helping my community, it is a distraction. And then once we have made that known to ourselves, we can take it into reality, make that SMART goal, that sustainable, measurable, actionable, what is it? I don't remember what the R is. You know it, you can look it up. We can make that goal so that we have the time set. At this day, on this time, I'm working. On this day, at this time, I'm focused. And then we can spend the rest of the day indulging in distractions. But we need to make sure that we're making that dedicated law in our life. During this time, I am not going to be distracted. Okay, I'm going to end off again, if I can find the cards, with a Moonology card. Let's see. We have, your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. Your hard work is paying off. Does that make sense? That's another thing to remember when you're pulling yourself away from these distractions. Your hard work is paying off. The time that you are dedicating to your goal is paying off. It's not going to be instant, but it's going to be measurable. It's going to be visible, tangible, the progress that you're making, the way that your hard work is paying off. Thank you so much for watching this video. I am offering personalized versions of this reading on my website, Kireadings.square.site, Kireadings.square.site. I'll have the link in the description. And thank you again for watching. It's so funny, this being the theme for today. I was very distracted while doing this reading. Right now, I can hear my cat playing with a bell. There was a bus passing by. I had to stop and focus my mind several times. And I think that's just a testament to, even when the distractions, even during your dedicated time when the distractions are coming, you can still power through them and get it over. So if I can do it, then I know that you can do it. Thank you again so much for your time, and I will see y'all in the next reading. Abodu oboye aboshishe, and blessings to you.